Hello, my name is Andrew Brown, and I'm honored to be considered for the Supply Chain Management program at MIT. The reason why I want to get a master's in the supply chain management has a lot to do with my professional and educational background. I was first hired as a mechanical engineer at a nuclear engineering firm which specialized in spent nuclear fuel storage. My first project was actually a first-of-a-kind product and something that had never been done in the industry before. As a project engineer, my responsibilities were to oversee the design and writing of the technical specification for that product. We really had to define the requirements as well as the design functions of that product. After about 2 years of that, we finished the design phase and we're on to the fabrication and implementation phase. And that's when I transitioned to become a project manager. And my first project was overseeing that first-of-a-kind product that I'd worked so hard on. I had a unique vantage point during this time of being involved at the beginning design phase as well as the implementation phase. And it turned out that I was really the best suited person for bringing that project to completion. I was able to answer technical questions and as well as understanding the intent of different components that we had and really got the client to trust me. And eventually we loaded and the project was a success. So what I learned from that is really the value of developing and tracking a system from the very beginning. And that's what I feel like supply chain management is all about. Really, it's the project management experience that I had that sparked an interest in the supply chain management. I've worked adjacent to my company's supply chain management for the past 18 months. I've provided directives on procuring materials, fabricating those components, and eventually delivering the finished goods. The orders were taken by me from the client, and then I tracked them each step of the way, made sure that they matched the contractual requirements and that everything was acceptably fulfilled. So I've had direct contact with our supply chain through weekly meetings and a lot of contact with our product line managers in our manufacturing plant. It was ultimately up to us as project managers to make difficult decisions, such as during material procurement, if material wouldn't be available and it would challenge the schedule, to pick a new material based on things like thermal conductivity or mechanical properties. And as a mechanical engineer, that was something that I excelled in and felt like I saved the company time in understanding the intent of those materials. Deviations on fabrications, we were the ultimate decision on that, on what was and what was not acceptable, both from a technical and contractual standpoint, as well as maintaining the reputation of my company. Logistics on delivery also fell on our shoulders for the most part. Our equipment is hundreds of tons, so it wasn't quite as simple as dropping things off in a parking lot. We had to deal with transportation restrictions, my company's availabilities, the client's availabilities, and picking a mutually beneficial time that also mitigated cost. So overall, my project management experience and contact with our supply chain really helped crystallize my vision of what a perfect job in supply chain management would be for me. And that would be to continue using my technical background and experience in a role to own a specific program and provide oversight and influence in the supply chain of a product. At my company, we called these program managers, and we've also hired program consultants. And both of those would be roles that I feel like I would excel in and would be very interested in. And that's because my specific interests lie in improving the quality of products and the efficiency of processes as a mechanical engineer. The problem that I'm most interested in involving supply chain is definitely the planning and risk management. And that's because I feel that that's where a mechanical engineer really can add the most value. My previous experience with procurement and manufacturing has a few examples. As I said before, picking contingency options in order to maintain schedule or lower cost for these materials is something that my company is now doing. And now that I have a name for it in doing some more research in supply chain management, I feel that's really helping my company get a little bit faster to react when things like not having materials happen. In terms of fabrication, I have a design for manufacturing background, so we know that minimizing fabrication steps will help you plan better. Using tried and true manufacturing methods that you know how long exactly it takes. That way you'll be able to plan and really mitigate the risk of extending the schedule. So in conclusion, I believe that I am very well suited for this program and would definitely benefit from this education. Thank you again for the opportunity to apply.